What's up you guys, welcome to today's episode. I hope everybody's doing well. I'm Konstantinos and today I'll be taking you through the 9-liter Lone Rider Ranger tank bag. Now prior to this tank bag I had the GV XS 15 liter. I believe it was 15 to 20 liter. It was a little bit expendable. I had it for several years, and after my trip in northern Canada and Alaska, the zipper went, so it was time to get a new one. Now before I end up with the Lone Rider, I really looked into it. There's so many different brands, sizes, but my most important thing that I was looking for was waterproofing. I really came down to two options. It was either the Lone Rider or the Moskomoto 9-liter hood, I believe it's called. And of course I ended up with the Lone Rider for a few different reasons. Also the GV tank bag, it was water resistant but not waterproofed. Obviously you had to use the cover to be waterproof. And after a while it got a little bit annoying, plus it takes up room into the tank bag. If I were to leave the bike somewhere and then start raining and I wasn't around it, or like I was out for a hike and then it started raining and I didn't have the cover on, everything wherever I had in there would pretty much get wet. But also I was looking for a tank bag that is not as wide, because majority of the brands out there, they're more like wide and shorter, I guess you can say, where the hood from Moskomoto and the Lone Rider, they're a little bit more narrow and a little bit taller. But then again, even if I did have the other tank bags which like kind of expand, it would still be the same height. But also, the more room you have, the more stuff you tend to like bring or like stuff in there. So that's why I narrowed it down to those tank bags. The outer shell is made from a Hypalon material, pretty durable and tough, and definitely I put it to the test. Last year I went on a trail and it just happened, I had a little incident there where my boot buckles scraped along here and it got cut on the top lid, and it held pretty well. Probably you can still see the marks. But the one downside with that was that because that extra force went on it, the stitching from the left side, from here and here, I will show you a little bit later on it, partially got ripped. I guess that's one negative. If anything, I will reinforce the stitching a little bit. One key feature is the magnetic fin lock snaps, which is pretty easy to strap and unstrap. I like that. Even here, with one hand, you can just... That's one of the reasons I liked this bag too, so you don't have to like press the plastic buckle and push it out, push it in. And even when you're riding, you don't have to kind of like trying to put it in there, where this way, even if you're riding, you kind of like open it up and then it snaps pretty much by itself. Now obviously we have two lids. The outer lid, which has a mesh pocket, and you can keep some documents. I keep some batteries and charging wires, and a pair of thin gloves for the colder weather. Now the second lid has a waterproof pocket with a YKK zipper. Keep my cell phone, or again you can keep some documents or something you don't want to get wet. Now here on the outside, obviously we have the MOLLE pouch attachments. Now some may not like this. They would prefer like a pocket for a map, but you can definitely get like a MOLLE map pocket pouch and attach to it, and you can even put your cell phone in there in the rainy days and use it for navigation. Or some like it, some don't. I don't mind it at all. Now moving on the inside, another key feature, it has a 360 mesh pockets. Comes with a center divider too, with two mesh pockets, front and back, which it goes right in the middle there. I used it a couple times in the beginning, but I didn't really find it useful, plus it was taking up space. But definitely I did find useful the 360 mesh pockets, which I keep like some tire pressure rods, some stickers, some GoPro attachments and other miscellaneous things. But at the same time, if you don't want to use the 360 mesh pockets, you can totally remove this like this. And this way you can utilize the full space of the tank bag. For the time being, I really like the mesh pocket. It has been useful. Maybe later on in the future, maybe I'll remove it. But even if you do remove it, definitely utilize the space. And you can buy some small pouches and put your stuff in it if you don't want to use the 360 mesh pockets. We have the YKK zipper, waterproof and dustproof. Another key feature that I did really like on the bottom of the tank bag, which you don't find in many tank bags, this key feature, it has the little indent in here, especially for the larger adventure bikes, and I will say mid-size bikes. The way the tank is, it just sits perfectly. And that's another reason that I didn't go with the Moscow Moto, due to that factor, because the bag was sitting more like, I'm not really sure how to explain it. But yeah, that's one thing that I like too, because it just sits perfectly in the top of the tank. It does come with like a harness, a strap harness that goes around the neck of the bike, and it sits right behind here. And that's where technically the buckles would have went back here. But one factor is I didn't really like it when I would go to the gas station and pump gas, and you kind of have to like unbuckle both behind here. So it was not really practical for me, I guess you can say. So I had to improvise a little bit. This extra strap, so I just trim it down to that size, and I bolted it here on this side and that side, I guess you can see. When I go to pump gas, I just have to undo one buckle and just push the bag. But now it doesn't want to work perfectly, right? But clearly now, I don't know why it's not that aligning perfectly, but you get the point. Another reason that I did this little modification is due to the fact that I have the Scott stabilizer or steering wheel stabilizer. The strap of the Lone Rider that comes around the neck here, it had this little buckle like sitting like right in between there. At times when I would go off-road or even on the street too, like the buckle would kind of get caught like between the stabilizer and the steering, so it wasn't really safe. So I decided to change it and strap it this way. Now obviously you have the little reflectors here. Also the top lid, you can remove it if you wish, and then it comes right off. And in the back here you have a little port that you can put your charging wires through. Now if you have multiple bikes, obviously you can buy extra harness and you can move it from bike to bike. You can use these straps and turn it into a little backpack if you don't want to leave your stuff behind, your importance. Did I cover everything? I think I covered everything. Most ideal, this tank bag would be for larger adventure bikes, and I would say like mid-sized bikes. Now if you have like a smaller dual sport bike, I think I will look into something smaller. Well, I hope I cover everything in this video. It helps out a little bit. Definitely it's not on the cheap side. I bought it about a year and a half ago. It was $399 Canadian, $400 Canadian. Last time I checked it was $499, so it went up by $100. So definitely it's not on the cheap side. If you're gonna spend the money, might as well just spend the money and buy something good. It's fully waterproof, durable material, and so far I have been satisfied. Oh yeah, I just remember, I need to show you where the seams got ripped from that little incident that I had. I don't know if you'll be able to tell right here, partially got ripped. There and right there. But mostly this one took the heat. So yeah, if anything, I will reinforce the seam. Besides that, overall, I think it's a great tank bag. Obviously, the other ones are more wider and they come a little bit more towards the rider. And especially when you're standing riding, you know, you hit your crotch there, I guess you can say. It kind of interferes a little bit, I find. So with this one, it's perfect. I hope you find this video useful, and I hope I covered everything. And if you did, leave your comments below. Tell me what you think about, or if you're carrying the same tank bag, or what kind of tank bag are you carrying. Leave your comments below, hit the thumbs up if you did like this video, and consider subscribing, it's much appreciated. And till next time, peace and love, and stay wonderful and ride safe, my friends.